and welcome to the channel. It is May 14th, 2025. The time is 4:02 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Got our cool pot incense right here. And let us tap right in. See what storyline Spirit would like to share with us this afternoon. Vroom, vroom, say the people. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. What storyline would you like to share with the collective, please? Storyline for the collective, please, Spirit. Storyline for the collective. Okay. In the central energy, what do we have, Spirit? We've got Three of Swords. So there's a big breakup of some sort happening. Somebody's having emotional pain. Something is over. Something is over. In the challenge position, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. A routine investment. Somebody had been routinely invested in something. In the subconscious, we've got the Queen of Cups. Emotionally balanced mother figure, nurturer, stable. In the recent past, whoa, well, in the recent past, we've got the star here could be shining a light on some work, or maybe there is a team here. I keep always doing that. But anyway, there's a team, or maybe a star is shining light on a team. We'll find out. Something is being completed. The stars are working together to renew something. Intentions and expectations. Freedom and excitement. Here with the Page of Wands. Limitless potential. Freedom. Free spirit in the near future. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. Wealth, security, and inheritance. You got the mother. So there's a little child there, a couple dogs, grandpa. Stuff is happening. This is like financial security over the long term. Lens that's being looked through. The lens that's being looked through is the Two of Pentacles. Balancing multiple priorities. Lots of stuff going on, but it's balanced here. This is about union, love, duality, togetherness. This is the enterprise, like everybody's working together. This is what I'm gathering from it. People working together without prejudice. In the environment, the Emperor, leadership, respectful father figure, protection, discipline, lovers, the strength of two together, a deep love, passionate union, harmony. And the outcome, please, Spirit. We've got the Four of Cups reversed. Somebody's gaining a sudden awareness, perhaps. Checking in for realignment, retreating, accepting that they got a Two of Cups reversed. Breakups. Again, with that divorce. They're getting disconnected, or they're retreating and withdrawing from this couple. From bringing disharmony to a union here, the lovers' union. Somebody's checking out. There's a lack of harmony for them. We've got the Page of Pentacles here. So there's the Queen of Swords. She may know the truth about some skill development, or what folks have been up to with their hard work here. Yeah, and there's this enterprise. It's an overseas opportunity. Somebody may be drifting away in somebody's disappointment and regret over this wealth, the King of Pentacles wealth, and the Temperance Angel here. So there's balance and material wealth with this Ten of Pentacles here too. So King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, leadership, could be the Emperor in his King of Pentacles energy. They could either be a Temperance Angel, they could be with one, that could be their partner. And somebody's being restricted. They're losing their money here. Now, yeah, because balance is being restored with the Temperance Angel. Somebody's being restricted. Because the High Priestess is out of here. She's like out of here. So the sacred and divine feminine, she's out of here. Oh, and we've got the Two of Swords. Like there's some, again, union, love, and balance. And this is strict. This isn't no wishy-washy crap. You're not, it's like, thou shalt not pass. You shall not see what's going on here. Somebody wants to avoid this. Somebody's in a deadlock over this union and love. Justice is being served. Holy moly. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune and the World. So the wheel turns, and that's the end of a cycle for this conflict regarding home life. You have persevered here. You've maintained your control over the foundation that belongs to family units. That's really wonderful. King of Swords is here with his mental clarity, his honest, truthful self, and he's very generous with what it is. Oh, he could be, he's being very generous here, King of Swords, with this crap. I don't know. Maybe he's reacting very strongly to those who are trying to get away with something tricky. Generous with this comeback, this Ten of Swords burden here, based in truth and total love and support. Yeah, whatever they did to this family unit, King of Swords, they're dishing out some salad or whatever you want to call it. Salad. We use these cards. Collective energy, please. Collective energy. So somebody's in a heartbreak. They're all upset. They've lost you. There's divorced out of your energy, divorced out of your life. Defense. They're in a heartbreak over your defense. They're trying to defend themselves. This is a completion. They're heartbroken over your defense. They thought you were an easy target. They were working real hard at it, or maybe your defense is working real hard at it. Always there. Responsible. Maybe they're trying to defend themselves. Well, we got Ouija board in the reverse. Hard at work. Working hard. We've got misperception. Bad divination messages, perhaps. Somebody was getting the wrong message. You know, if they're dealing with the dead, then it could just very well be that they pissed somebody off and they were giving them bad advice. The Queen of Cups is here. Emotionally stable, still loving and kind, caring. Oh, somebody's afraid. Queen of Cups is emotionally stable and somebody's afraid of this. It could be that they're getting divorced out of her energy, and there is a defense here. They're afraid because of this defense. They were getting, maybe they don't have the help of the dead anymore. Maybe they were working hard on a routine basis with the Ouija board, with divination practices. Maybe they got a lot of bad information. Somebody in these other realms probably, it sounds like, wasn't very happy with what they had going on. Messed them up. We got the star here in their purpose, renewing, pouring healing and vital force into the land, into the waters, bringing a healing to everything. And it's a team, a collaboration. People are working together. Oh, snake. The star is shining a light on the team work of this snake. They were in the shadows, being snaky. The star is in their purpose. Shining a light on the team of this snake. We've got freedom and excitement. Teacher. Ten of Pentacles. Success. Successful labor. So this is the result of true will. You worked real hard. You know, those anvil jobs, those blacksmith jobs, that's very difficult work. Hammering is hard, man, but it paid off. So all your labor is paid off. You've got your Ten of Pentacles here. You got the Two of Pentacles also. Balancing your decisions regarding union, love. The energies are being settled. Look, we've got somebody's not wholesome here. Balancing your decisions regarding those who are not wholesome. Duality. Time management. Multiple priorities. We've got the Emperor in the environment. All about rules and power. Player. He's not playing. He's not playing around. He's not messing around. He's doing hard work, and he's got the ability to get it done. Boom. Hopes and fears. We've got the Lovers here. The strength of two together. Shining. shining. They're not playing around. They're not messing. Whoever this is, it's not wholesome and is in this Two of Pentacles energy. Like they're going to have to adapt to this, to something here. We've got the Four of Cups in the reverse. They might be retreating, withdrawing. They have to accept the fact that they are no longer part of this Two of Cups union. There's broken communication. They can't communicate with the lovers anymore. So yeah, they are not able to, you've got these lovers here, the strength, they're not able to communicate with them anymore. They can't tap into their mental body or their energy. They're getting a sudden awareness. Haunted. They could be being haunted by, in the past, whoever they betrayed. They might be being haunted by whoever it is that they've betrayed in the past. Sovereign beings, that they have been pretending to be. Wow. They made a promise to them, and then they horse played around. They broke their promises to a creator who is now seen as faithful, and they're getting forgiveness because of their creativity. Yeah, these ones, they were playing around and they were pretending to be sovereign beings. Look, pretending to be sovereign beings. They horseplayed around with the promise that they were here to be. These sovereign beings are here for their purpose, to create beauty, to offer forgiveness. And I really think that this goes with the shining ones. They're the ones who can see the truth. They're the ones who know whether or not a heart is vile and malicious or whether it is friendly and transparent authentically. Yeah, we got creativity, entertainment. Somebody was entertaining themselves to mess around with somebody who is at peace. They were entertained by it in order to gain a status of privilege. Justice is being served on behalf of love. Faithful unions. And this religion, man, they're addicted to dominating them. Look, puppet masters. And they had an expectation that they were going to take the seat of these shining ones. But they handled themselves perfectly. And now the arcana are going to be absent. They're taken off. It's like, yeah, you know what? They're going to go away. This tribe is an explorer. These tribes are explorers. These aren't human beings. This is what did they call them? Invasion. There was an invasion from an exploring group in the galaxy, and they came here vain, causing you hardship and then pretending to be you. There's a backstory. There's a whole history of this wise guy getting away with that kind of crap, and now there's a change. There's a change with the things. Things are changing. Things are changing. And they are being watched. There's a whole body of people, or maybe their bodies are being watched. Maybe somebody's looking at them now. They're watching them. They're being watched, haunted by previous sovereign beings, perhaps, that they martyred. And then pretended to be. These ones are afraid now. They're afraid. Because, look, they got bad information here, and now they're afraid. They're afraid. Why? Because the Queen of Cups is emotionally stable. She didn't go into South Node. They couldn't martyr her. And so, and it could be that she's got friends, throughout the realms. Take it as it resonates. There is a 3 of Swords here. Somebody is getting divorced out of your energy by your defense, perhaps. They're heartbroken over your defense. There was a Divine Mother months ago, maybe even a couple years ago. She said that these ones were being led down a path of incoherence. They were receiving false divination. And then they were acting on it with glee and happiness. And now they're getting what they gave. Everything that they did in habitual patterns is being done to them. Reciprocity. Whatever they did, they're getting back. All those bad habits that they sloughed off on you. Hard work. They're challenged maybe by your hard work or by the hard work of the dead, or the hard work of those spirits who were giving them messages. Yeah, they led them down a path of incoherence, and they're getting what they were giving now. They're in regret. They wish that this had never happened. They martyred a whole bunch of sovereign people, took their place, and then decided that they ruled them and owned them and all of that stuff. The Queen of Swords is here emotionally stable, and they're afraid of this. They're like, oh crap, because they neglected to give her what she needed. They're afraid because they didn't give the Divine Mother or the Divine Feminine in any of her aspects what they needed. And they're getting it all back. Reciprocity. All those habitual patterns. They could be trying to defend themselves from it. The Star is here shining a light on the team of the Snake. And time, they're out of time, exited time. Like, it's not only too late to take action, but there is simply no more time. They're being booted out of time. Maybe you're leaving time. The stars are leaving time. There's no more time. They don't get to take part in time. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. We've got the Page of Wands here. Excitement and freedom for a teacher. These shining ones, and we're here. The Emperor and the Star, they're here to teach, you know. And these ones, these fraudulent galaxy hoppers or whatever, martyred a whole bunch of sovereign beings and then took their place and pretended to be them. And now, see, they made mistakes. They wish they could right their wrongs. The teacher is free. It could be that there's a teacher who made mistakes, this Snake. You've got your 10 of Pentacles here, the fruits of your labor, secrets. It could be a secret, whatever work you were doing. Maybe it's secret. Maybe you're the labor to uncover secrets. 2 of Pentacles. Those people who are not wholesome, they're juggling, chasing. They're not wholesome. They don't want to chase after you anymore. The Emperor is here, and he's not playing around. He's very, very serious, very, very disciplined regarding these third parties. He's not playing with these third parties. Nope, we're not playing. We're not even going to discuss anything. You've had centuries to prove your chosen mindset and preference regarding habitual patterning, right? So the Lovers are together, the strength of 2 together, and there's shine. And we've got commitment in the reverse. So this third party was hoping that they could be the lover of this Emperor, but he's not playing with them. He's got himself a shining one here, or somebody's shining a light, this Star here. There's no commitment with this third party. Absolutely not. They're withdrawing. There's a 2 of Cups in the reverse. What they're getting is haunted, is what they're getting. They're getting haunted. What they've been given out, what they've been dishing out is what they're getting. And everybody's in agreement. Like, there's no disagreements here. Those are those sovereign beings, most likely. They're like, hey, yeah, look, responsible families are moving into their destiny. Okay, responsible families are moving into this destiny. These third-party players, they're not getting played with. They're not getting any commitment. The truth has been revealed about these prideful third-party hobags, and there's unfinished business here. This is an unexpected outcome. Things didn't go the way they were planning. They want to, and whoever this is that you're in reunion with, they want to talk to you. They know that you love yourself. You're healing yourself into health, and perhaps both of you are. They want to have a conversation, hear your voice, maybe daydreaming of you, fixing this connection, coming back together. Those who are guilty of moving against you are getting detached out of your energy. They want forgiveness here. They're confused. They sabotage themselves. The whole while, for years, I kept listening to these ones tell me how I was sabotaging myself because I was being loud in the telepathic world or whatever. I wasn't shrinking or, whatever. So, they sabotage themselves. They're confused. It's like, wait a minute, that was supposed to stick to you, man. But you didn't go there. You remained your star, and you kept your shine on, and they could not separate you from love, from the love that's within you, or from this love here. There is a third party here that wants to play, but the Emperor is not playing. And whoever this person is, she's not being recognized. Yeah. There's no commitment with that person. They're not that. So they don't know what to do because they're being held back, and they're really feeling your absence. They lied. They lied on you hard, and now they want to run away. They want to run away because you never gave up hope for this irreplaceable union. The way that you love is irreplaceable, and this is passionate. Somebody may be feeling passion for you. And these ones, they were playing in the shadows, and they were being very mean. And so now they're hurting from the damage that they've caused, and they miss their opportunity to be with you in this new chapter here because they didn't appreciate the beauty that you brought to soul contracts. So they don't get to take part in it because there's an understanding of them faking it. They were not really you. They were just out there doing sex magic and, vilifying, degrading, and defiling everything, them, including themselves. They're found unworthy, are broken and shattered about it, overwhelmed. And it could be, they thought it was a real great idea to hurt you, to get money. Oh yeah, that's great. Now people are talking. Because they're talking about your soul tie or the soul tie with each other. They need to escape. They're all alone. They can't get into your space. You've escaped. Take it as it resonates. But anyhow, that's that. Big old mess for them silly gooses. So there's a divorce or having emotional pain regarding this defense that you got here. Maybe they're trying to defend themselves of these stupid little habits that they got. They're getting an equal give and take. Whatever they dished out is what they're getting. Oh, it's ending. Yeah. You're letting them go, and you're making plans for a fresh start. It's over with. Their hard work here routinely with abusing divination tools, they were getting bad information, and now they're in regret. They wish it had never happened. They were led down a path of incoherence, and they thought that it was really great, and you're leaving. It's like you're leaving. They're in regret. They wish it never happened. You've taken as far as you can go, and look, you've got ending and leaving. It's completely over. Man, I keep expecting to wake up in a new place. Queen of Cups, they're afraid. They're chicken, man. Queen of Cups is emotionally stable, and they're afraid because they failed to give her what she needed. The Divine Mother in all of her aspects, They're like, oh, crap, it's over. And she doesn't want nothing to do with them. She's like, no. You're absolutely not. You know, why would I? It's like, why would you give diamonds to a chicken who made life extremely hard for you and then spent all of your wealth? Why would you give them anything? You're not. They're afraid here because they neglected you. And now it could be that their life is very, very hard. Whoever is these shining ones, that they could be getting very haunted by them for all of that betrayal. The star is here shining a light on the teamwork of this snake. They're out of time. It's not just that it's too late to take any action. They're out of time. They did not conquer you, and there is no more sleeping with nobody. There's no more sexing up anybody. They're out of time. They're not able to, one notch in the headboard for anybody. You've got excitement and freedom here. This teacher made mistakes. Maybe you are a teacher. There is a teacher that wished they could right their wrongs. You've got your freedom here. They burned you, man. They hurt you real bad. It's hard for you to trust. Maybe they're getting burned. This teacher who made mistakes, maybe they're getting burned. Maybe they're feeling the flame, the fire. Maybe they're feeling that eternal flame or whatever. Maybe the light of the stars and the suns are like, it's so bright that it's, when you're a dark being, apparently, like my own mother, she was a very dark, low vibrational narcissist. And then towards the end of her life, she actually confessed to me that to be near me, when I was so upbeat and excited to see her and loving on her, just pouring out this love, she said it actually hurt her. And I didn't know that until, less than a year before she died, but it made a lot of sense when she told me that. It shocked me. I was like, wow, my presence actually caused her pain. And it looks like that's what's happening to this teacher here. They made mistakes and now they're getting burned by the freaking flame. You got your 10 of Pentacles here for the fruits of your labor. There's secrets. Yeah, you're going far away. You're going to go far away. So wherever you're going, it's a secret. Wherever you're going, it's a secret. You don't know everything yet. And that's good, because if you're like me, you probably don't keep secrets. And so the divine has to manage you. Can't tell you all the secrets because you'll go tell the third parties. Not on purpose. It probably just would come out because you're wholesome and you don't think that way. So we got the 2 of Pentacles here, balancing decisions. These people are not wholesome. They don't want to chase you anymore. Neglect. They weren't paying attention to what was important. The chaser is suffering neglect. They did not pay attention to what was important. The Emperor is here and he's not playing around with these third parties. They're an empty vessel and he knows that they're an empty vessel. He's like, he doesn't want these people in his domain, in his structure, in the area that he is the leader for. He doesn't want these third-party empty vessels in there. He's not playing with them in the slightest, because we've got the lovers who are, it's a deep love, a deep, passionate love, and it's shining brightly in the light. There's nothing being hid here. And there's no commitment with this third-party entity. They're not making a commitment with this third-party entity. They're tired emotionally, and they deserve a break from this. They deserve a break. There's no more commitments with these third-party entities, and it's being made very clear. They're not being kind about it. They're just being get out. So there's a retreat and a withdrawal. They no longer get to take part in 2 of Cups unions because they were bringing disharmony and pain and lies and just disgusting, vile energy, hauntings. Now they're being haunted by everybody that they martyred, most likely. Whoever it is that they were gaining unions with, whoever it is that they neglected and put into the dark, they're being haunted by them now. The divine said they would get what they deserve, and they're going to get what they deserve. They owe a debt to love, and everybody agrees. They got caught up in a whirlwind. They can't see what's really going on. It could be that they are blind, and now they no longer have their third eye sight. It could be that they are getting poked with these little daggers. It could be that, they're feeling the cuts and all of that that's happening to their spiritual body or their astral body, just like many of you. It could be that their mind is being split in half and freaking scrambled like they've done to so many. Take it as it resonates. They're struggling because you're not supporting them. You're not supporting them, and everything that you no longer need, anything that you don't need is falling away to make room for the love that you deserve. You're not supporting these third-party empty vessels anymore. Absolutely not. Everything's falling apart for them, and they're having a great deal of anxiety here. They're reaching out, trying to connect with you. They're crushed here and hurting because you are healing. They want forgiveness for lying, for telling lies on you, for keeping the secrets about this long road in the darkness that you had to walk through. And that's what these ones were saying. This emperor and whoever his shining one is, they walked through this dark place and then came out into the light as a diamond, and they escaped this darkness. They were alone. They're not alone anymore. These third parties, they have to go walk the walk now. The walk that they thought was so funny that you were struggling on. Now they want to escape. They got to go walk that long road where their needs aren't going to be met. They want an exit plan. They are alone in this. They're crumbling. Everything's crumbling. They're drowning under the weight of everything. These childish people, got caught up in a crazy rabbit hole, breaking every promise that they ever made, grieving. It did not work out the way that they had planned. And they're guilty of tangling up many flames in that web, and now they're being haunted by them. Oh yeah. They were tempted by the snake. They got to face it. They got to go face the dark side now. They got to go face it. They lost. They lost the game. They lost. They lost the game, and all those flames are haunting them right now. They're going to have to turn into a diamond, or just, I guess, do what coal does and turn to ash. Yeah. It wasn't very nice. It wasn't very nice. So they're in grief here. They're trying to defend themselves about their habitual patterning. They're getting whatever they gave back, equal portions, maybe more, depending on the length of time that you had to endure. This is ending. It's ending, and we're making a fresh start. They're frightened. They're afraid. This is ending, and they're afraid. They worked real hard on a routine abusing divination tools. They got really bad advice, and they were acting in a cruel and brutal way. And they wish it had never happened now. They're in regret because you're walking away. You're leaving. There's a separation happening. They might be praying. You're leaving this religion behind. They're praying because you're leaving. Queen of Cups is here, emotionally stable, and they're afraid because they neglected to give her what she needed, and she came out like a freaking diamond. She came out like a diamond, and the Most High saw her and said, grab onto this hand here, their daughter, and lifted her right up out of that mess. She's a star, shining a light on the work, the team that this snake had going on. They're out of time. There's absolutely no time. They're gone. They could be getting evicted out of time. I don't know. Whatever. They were not able to make you another notch in the headboard. They were not able to conquer you. And they're in danger. And they're in danger. You've got your freedom and your excitement here. You've got limitless potential. This teacher, this snake teacher, made mistakes, and they're getting burned by the sun. They're getting burned by love. It just can't help it. They're very low vibrational, and they live in the dark, and love is burning them. They're getting separated, rejected. They might be stalking you on the social media. It could be that they're going to get kicked off of your page, like maybe you'll block them or something. You got the 10 of Pentacles here for the fruits of your labor. You got a secret, far away place you're going. This is so far away physically and emotionally. See if you can rekindle the passion again. So this Emperor and his star, oh look, Triumph. So they might be away from each other, but, and it may be a secret who they are, where they are, but they've triumphed. They've got a victory here as a team in the unseen realms, as a union, as an energetic bond and union. It's very strong. Look, sweet dreams. So you've got time management. There is balance within this duality. A settling of the energy. These people who are not wholesome, they don't want to chase after you anymore. They're suffering neglect. They weren't paying attention to what was important. The fact is that you kept your peace. You kept your inner peace. And they thought that what they were doing was having some sort of an effect on you, but it wasn't. It wasn't. They neglected you. They didn't pay attention to what was important. They didn't realize that you weren't in South Node. And they kept pouring this stuff onto you, thinking that somehow it was going to stick, and it just didn't. So the Emperor is here, a very respectful leader, and he's not playing with these third-party empty vessels. He's not playing with them. He's not blind. He can see very clearly that they're third-party hoe bags. He's got this strength of two together with this shine. They've got their shine on, and there's no commitment with these third-party hoe bags. They're tired, and they deserve a break. They're being very fierce. Daydream. They might be thinking about each other, or maybe they're being fierce about with those who are trying to cast illusions. You're emotionally exhausted, and it's like we're just done, right? You're just done. It's like, look, I'm not here to play. I'm not here to mess around. I'm here to just put this to bed. And whatever, I don't even know that they're going to get a bed anymore. They may not even get a bed. They may never sleep again. I don't know. So there's retreat and withdrawal. There's a sudden awareness here. They no longer have a Two of Cups union. They are broken communication. They can't get in to a union or a relationship. The divine said this was the end of their relationship with batteries, meaning they can't get a relationship with batteries, so-called the living, who carry the essence of the sun. They're being haunted by it, though. Maybe they're being haunted by the memory of it. People are in agreement. They can't disagree. They can't fight it. They got caught up in a whirlwind. They're blind. They're blind, homeless, cast away, out of here. They got to go live and learn. It's time for them to live and learn exactly what you lived and learned. And I just don't, look, you're relaxed. They got to go live and learn how to earn merit, and be tranquil. Go be a good, kind, moral human being. But they're not human, most of them. So I don't know. Take it as it resonates. It could just be that you have lived and learned and you're relaxed here. You've got inner peace. You've earned a lot of good merit here. And these mask wearers are furious about the fate. Your fate, their fate. You've reached your goals. You have gained the fruits of your labor again. This is the conclusion, and you are entering into this marriage. You are in this marriage. However you want to look at it. They say things happen in the spirit before it happens in the physical world. And it could very well be that you're going to be leaving this realm and going into the new universe that has been prepared. I'm not sure who's going where, but somebody's going into a different universe. Whether it be the shining ones who, or whatever. Take it as it resonates. So it's a miracle. It's a freaking miracle. And these ones don't know what to do. They're hesitating. They've got folks on their shoulders now. And now they're like, wait a minute, I'm sorry. It's like, no, they're going to have to go deal with that now. They're going to have to go be haunted just the way you were haunted. And look, your family is being stubborn. They're like, stop. They can't communicate with you anymore. They can't get into your head. They can't telepathically communicate. They're being silenced. They can't affect your family anymore. Or the family of the future. Because they were doing magic on eternal love in the history of it. The divine said the need for vengeance is in the history. And what they were doing was cursing eternal love. And now what they're getting is mental disturbances and national disasters, just like they tried to put on eternal love. It's all coming back to them. That's their fate. Their intentions are their gift. And that's what the divine said. Your intentions will be your gift. But you offered care. You offered care. Even while they were hurting you, you were still in service to them. You were still offering them love. You still showed kindness and mercy when they were in need. You gave them what you had. And they took everything and tried to bury you for it. But you're okay now. You're stable. You're okay. And they're overloaded and overwhelmed. They're absolutely overwhelmed from their obligations because you persevered and you're coming into the reward. The fruits of your labor. And you're ready to go have fun. To go party. To go spoil yourself. Or to be spoiled. You know? This bully is embarrassed. This bully is embarrassed because you are going into the promise of your real estate. You love yourself. You love yourself into health. Wherever you go, flowers bloom. Whatever you touch, you've got the Midas touch. So whatever you touch is revitalized with this beautiful energy. And you're going to be a teacher. You are a teacher. This is what you were here to do. But they martyred you and then stuck you in the pits of suffering with family that most likely wasn't even yours, and you had to rise up out of that. So now you're together, you're coming into your promise, you're stepping into your purpose, and you're going to teach people how to manage themselves so that they don't fall into the damn trap or, get bribed to go commit crime against people who genuinely love and care about them. They're bound to their commitments. They're being rejected and they're going through withdrawals. They're addicted to your energy. They're suffering the loss. The loss. They could be suffering the loss of their loved ones, their pets, whatever that is for them. They thought it was a great idea. This third wheel enemy thought it was a great idea to try to rob you, to be sneaky, to be little hoe bags, and to break your heart, your spirit, to just crush you and your soul. I don't know about you, but I went through 3 of those damn things. And they wanted to curse you and rob you, make you sick. And now it's all back on them. It's coming back. Why is it coming back? Because you are a high value person. You know your worth and you have your inner peace. You cultivated it. This is your inner garden. You are your inner garden, and you're like, you know what? I'm a star being. I'm shining. I like the energy of love and peace rather than anger and carrying around some grudge. Justice is being served, the law of cause and effect, because you are peace, and you told yourself you'd rather be forgiving. You'd rather just let it go. You're getting your justice. These prideful people who were collaborating against you, they're protesting this. They are so mad. They call you a peasant. But it's not that you have a lot, but inside of you, that's where everything comes from. And they've been accustomed to stripping out the spiritual inheritance of the soul and dressing themselves up in it like, they are that, but it's not. They want to compromise. They're in conflict. They're fighting with your alliances right now, and they are not playing around. There's proof of them causing stress for the blessing, and you are the blessing. This coach thought it was a great idea, and they brought in a whole network of people to mind F you. Now they've been toppled over here. Why? Because you're getting a new family tree and you've maintained your life force essence, and now they're going to go get dominated, sick and lonely. Oh, they've got a vow. Why? They vowed to cause nightmares for sweethearts. These ones who made a vow with spirit divine to be here in purpose, to share their love, to share their knowledge, to share their peace. And they caused a nightmare for them. And now they're in a nightmare because they're actually together. And they're going to go on an adventure and they're going to teach. Yeah, well, these ones fell into a trap and they need saving now. But it's time for them to be confined. And there's death here too. And that's the way that deck ends. Holy moly. That's a big thing right there. They're going through. It's weird how that kind of does that, but oh, wow, death. That ended on death. It ended on death, and this one begins on death. Wow. Okay. So we got the divorce, 3 of Swords here. They're getting cut out of your energy. They're trying to defend their habitual patterns, and they're getting what they gave. Whatever they put out is what they're getting. This is ending. Their little charade is ending. They're paranoid now about this merchant. They're being sold. That now their energy is being sold. The divine said that they're the new fodder. They were feasting on the light of the shining ones for centuries. They boasted and bragged about getting away with it. While they were hurting me in the mental body and in the energy body, they were boasting and bragging about how, basically I didn't have a choice other than to cave. But I didn't. It's like, no, you can't have my soul. So they did some hard work with the divination, and they got some really bad information. They were led down a path of incoherence. They're in regret. They wish it had never happened. They thought that they could trust the dead, but they put a lot of flames, a lot of stars and suns, sovereign beings. They stripped them of their purpose. They pretended that they were that, and they caused them extreme suffering, and they got some really bad divination information, and they were led down a path of incoherence. And now you're leaving, and they're praying. They're like, oh gosh, now they're praying. They're in despair. Woe is me, woe is me. Lying, false death. Yeah, it's over for them. Queen of Cups is compassionate and emotionally stable, and these ones are afraid because they failed to give her what she needed. They made things very, very hard for her, and she came out a diamond. She came out shining so unbelievably. Look how large that diamond. That's like the biggest, most perfect pink diamond ever, and it's got those facets on there that are magnificent. And she's getting assistance by the Most High. Look, thief. This merchant is dealing with this thief who is in despair because they were a liar and they're getting death here. They were trying to steal the money. They were trying to steal the money of this Queen of Cups, and now they're deep in their thoughts. These pleasure seekers are deep in their thoughts. They wanted that money and they didn't get it. The star is here shining a light on this team, this whole team that belongs to this snake. They're out of time. They're moving out of time. They're trapped in time. You're leaving time. They were not able to conquer you. They were not able to sleep their way into your destiny. They're in danger here with the accident card. House could be the body. So their physical temple may be in danger. They may be suffering an injury. There might be an accident in the home. Some kind of an accident might happen in the home. You've got your freedom here and excitement. The teacher made mistakes. They wish they could right their wrongs. They got burned. They're getting burned by the sun. The divine said, those who hate me can look me in the face. It could be that they're having to look the Most High God in the face. They're getting separated out of you. You've got privacy here. It could be being done privately. Maybe it's going to be done alone. Like they have to go through this terrible thing alone. Servant. Now they have to go be a servant. They have to work for you. It's said that those who pretended that they were you, they caused you to work. What? 8 hours a day, sometimes 10, sometimes 12, sometimes double shifts, taking you away from your family, leaving your children. The mother and the father have to work, and then the children are just there at their mercy, and whoever the caregiver is. So now it's their turn to go get a job because you've got the wealth here. You've got the wealth for the labor. You got a secret far away. You're wherever this is distant. You're going far away. It's a secret location. You have gained a victory here over your enemy. You have triumphed over your enemy. These false liars are in despair. Look, sorrow. Oh yeah, they're in sorrow here. Your enemy is in big sorrow because you're balanced. They're not wholesome. They don't want to chase after you anymore. They weren't paying attention to what was important. And what was important is that you were sleeping well. They didn't bother. They just assumed that whatever they were doing was affecting you in the negative way. They assumed it. Your sweet dreams, and now they're surprised. They could be getting a surprise. A surprise might be coming up out of the water. Journey. A surprise might be coming up out of the water. There might be a surprise journey. Some people say that there's actual UFOs and stuff in the water. I don't know. Leviathan is supposedly in the water. It could be that they have to go deal with that now. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. The Emperor is here very disciplined regarding his territory, and he's not playing with these third-party empty vessels. He's not blind. They can't trick him. They can't cause illusions for him because he's a shining one and he's with a shining one. And they're very powerful together with their energy. Service. He's here in service. He's not blind to these people. He's here in service. Shining a light on it. The power of two together. Love, harmony, passion. This is a union that is very strong and in complete alignment. These beings shine brightly. There's no commitment to these third-party entities. You're tired emotionally and you deserve a break from that, and you're being very aggressive about it with these illusionists, these people who are causing illusions. Yeah, you're not, oh, look, soldier. But soldier came out in the reverse. Like, they can't fight it. Whoever was causing illusions, they can't fight it. The soldier isn't going to soldier anymore. They're withdrawing. They're withdrawing. They're being withdrawn. They no longer get the offer. They no longer get the offer. See, they didn't like the offer that they were given. And they're like, you know what? I'm just going to take it all. And now they have to withdraw because now they don't get nothing. They don't get nothing except the haunting of all those many flames that they passed over into the darkness and who gave them this false oracle information or divination information. So we've got disagreements in the reverse. Nobody cares how they feel. They got caught up in a whirlwind. They've reached a blind spot. They didn't see this coming. They're being cast away, homeless. With this house that's having an accident, they're going to be losing their flesh temple, or there's going to be some kind of an accident in the physical home. Take it as it resonates. We've got Psi in the reverse. You've lived and you've learned. It's time for them to go learn a lesson. You've developed. They're sorry about it. Oh yeah, look, they're praying. They're still praying. An old woman got a letter. Got some information. Gift, wife, friend. Never gave up hope. There's a priest here who's really haughty. They have a serious attitude problem regarding this reunion. You know, it could be that you are a young woman. It could be that you're young at heart. It could be that you are going to age regress and be made young again. They've been complaining about you getting 1,000-year span of life. Yeah, they're upset. They wanted that for themselves. You've got this lover here and people are talking about it. Look, everybody's listening. It's like, whoo. And oh, and there's a doctor here. Look, somebody's sick. They got to go see the doctor. They're in the middle of a freaking catastrophe, suffering a grand. See, there's a fire in that house. So there's something going on in the house. They're homeless. There could be a house fire, or they're feeling the burn from the energy of the stars and the suns. Take it as it resonates. It could be both. You're going to get a message soon that's going to make you very happy. You might even be find out that you're inheriting a fortune, or you have a fortune of friends now, a fortune of happiness. Take it as it resonates. And those who were constantly trying to make you sad, they're in prison now. They're in prison now. The Lord is faithful. The Lord is faithful, and He knows everything, the scholar, so He knows exactly what to do. He's not lacking knowledge. And we've got love and wedding. So you've got love and union here, and your foe is waiting on what, their mate to pass or something. You've got your butterfly wings. You've got your butterfly wings. You're flying away in the mind. The sweetheart is innocent. And you might be having a child in the future. Take it as it resonates. A heavenly child. Well, this is the message that I have for you this afternoon. I hope that it clarifies something you already intuitively knew. And I will see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.